Welcome back to the Pop Shop Podcast. Of course, here we are in downtown Inglewood, up to no good, California. And if you don't get that reference, what is that, Hadrian? A you problem.
A you.
So we've been away for a while, but we are so glad to be back and in the mix. And we're going to be doing and covering some really good topics today. We also have a special guest with us, a friend of the show. Her name is Hailee Anderson. She works for the CV Independent in Coachella Valley. And she covers what, well, you know what, Hailee, why don't you introduce yourself and our audience, kind of let us know, who you are, what you've been up to in your background, and give us some interesting stuff. What's happening?
Okay, well, hello, everybody. I am Hailee. My last name's Anderson, and I've been living in LA a long time. I'm a journalist, so I've been writing around town just about various things. I used to cover the city of Inglewood right when everything was exploding over here, SoFi and the Clippers Stadium.
That's right.
And currently I am working out of a digital publication in Coachella Valley, Palm Springs to be exact. So, yeah, I'm excited to be here.
Awesome. My good co-host, Hadrian, the Coach Carter. What's been going on with you, brother?
Well, family life has been going on, watching the kids get big, granddaughter getting big, and then, started a new position as we talked about in November.
That's right.
As an assistant principal at an elementary school. So doing pretty good with that. And then, I always keep my line of opportunities sitting in front of me, waiting to use and be able to share it to other individuals.
And I see your fashion sense is kicking up like that jacket, bro.
I've always been fly.
Haberdashery.
Come on.
Haberdashery, son.
Come on.
Keep an eye for him, darling.
I see.
He's one of the wily ones from Detroit.
From Detroit.
Motor City. Motor City.
We hurting.
Yeah.
The city's still hurting, but we still love it.
Right,
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but we came close.
That's right. You put all your hopes in Detroit Pistons.
Detroit ain't got nothing to be.
They don't have nothing to be ashamed of.
All right.
They blazed a new trail. Just wait till next year.
I mean, I know we wasn't talking football yet, but y'all got our quarterback, so I got love for Detroit.
Right.
Love it.
I ain't mad at it.
I adopted love for Detroit.
Thank you very much.
So, before we get started here, anybody want to talk about anything interesting that's happened? I'm going to tell you something that's kind of happened with me. I am currently on a 30-day no sugar diet. It's been rough, but no, I should say it has been rough. Actually, it's actually been pretty good because, and the reason why I started it because my, I have a brother who's had some issues with addiction.
Okay.
And he decided that it's time for him to straighten up and clean up, and he wanted. Thank God, he's older, he's a senior, he's getting up there. But everybody has to come at their own time. But he reached out to the family and said he was ready for help, and I was sort of motivated by that. And I said, in order to start the first part of your journey, I contacted some of my siblings. His name is Carl. He's the one that's doing more power to you, Carl, and my sister, Colleen.
And that was the first drug anyway.
Right, exactly.
Got us all addicted.
Exactly. So I decided that I was just going to do, desserts, cookies, pies, cakes.
You taking it out?
Done with it. So I've 2 weeks, I've lost about 5 pounds.
You wear okay.
Yeah, I'm getting down there.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Hey.
So it's
I'm reaching.
reaching for a candy bar, reaching for a Snickers. Snickers, my nickels.
Let me see it.
Any family that's out there going through that, I wish them all the best. And let's use 2024 to all get better.
Well, that's key. Because I will let you know, I was looking at some of my lab reports from my doctor from a couple of years ago, and I kind of glanced over it, and I can think about that time I was eating a lot more sweets, and it put me in a range of being pre-diabetic.
Oh,
I was like, oh, hell no. Gotta let it go.
Gotta let it go. Okay, there you go.
Because you gotta watch your breads, your sugars,
your
like rice.
You said, everything turns into it. Yeah.
Sodas, gotta put that down.
Right. I had no idea that white rice can be just as dangerous as straight up
Pastas.
sugar. Yeah. So you gotta watch all that stuff. So
gotta watch it.
Yeah. So anything?
I ain't trying to join y'all
you
all
good.
that healthy stuff. I ain't really giving up nothing.
I hear you.
Not
Good.
even for Lent. But
Good.
I have made a commitment to get back in the gym.
Okay.
I'll say that.
Good for
Okay.
you. Now listen, you used to. Okay, two things about Hailee you don't know. And I'm so first of all, she auntie to Juju Watkins.
Yeah, this is true. I was getting ready to say he don't even know me like that.
No, right.
But
No,
yes,
two
Juju
things
is
I don't know.
my-
Juju,
is my-
who busted, went for 51 last night
Didn't
against
she, though?
Sanford.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, and one thing I like about her is that after the game, they came to her and they wanted her like to say something negative about the girl from Iowa, Kaylin, and she passed a hard pass. Like
Good
I'm not getting to
way.
that.
Yeah, she was
it's
raised
like
right.
Yeah,
She's
it's like-
raised right.
Yeah, she raised right because that's the first thing they want to do. Thank you. Who can they pitch you against?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, okay, now you're going good. Now who's a rival? And it's just like, leave it alone. This young lady. First of all, women's sports are exploding.
Yes, they are.
They are.
And I mean, coming up, man, we didn't watch no women's sports. That just was not. But college basketball,
Well, we're into it.
super exciting. I mean, last year's tournament, with the girl down there, LSU, Angel Reese. Angel Reese. And you know what? Let's just keep it 100. At this point, everything that's come out, we all know she was doing too much. All right, she was doing a little
she's
too
young.
much.
She's
I know.
young.
I give her that.
She's young.
I give her
Well,
that.
we all were young ones. So
Yeah, we
know
all
what
were.
And
We
we
were
all-
all young
We all
ones.
have different backgrounds.
That's
you
true.
know,
we
but
do.
That's
with
true.
Juju, then she's not only good background, she's smart, and they
She's smart, huh?
protecting the brand.
Okay.
Okay, and I've watched her progression. I've watched how her parents handle her, and so it's no gain in
Foolishness.
messing on other people.
Right.
That's-
Right. Yeah. You don't get paid.
There really isn't any.
Right.
And
No
I mean, you
game.
notice it in the league now. Like brothers don't be talking that smack about other people like they used to.
Right.
Used to be like, I will smash him. I will,
Yeah.
Now everybody's like, oh, I love him and he's
Yeah,
a
well,
great player.
see
and
that's good
That's-
and the bad. 'Cause
well,
you,
that's marketing.
You like a little bit of that,
That's
buffing.
marketing.
And it's because you know what? To me,
and public relations.
yeah,
so.
but to me, it's almost affected the physicality of the game. Some cats don't want to get too rough. They don't want to play deed, and I mean,
anybody particularly you talking about?
Yeah, right. So there's some things that, but I gave her a lot of credit for that, for doing that, and
Yes.
just keeping it real, on the competitive level. And,
Hey, I got to make an appointment to see Juju these days.
Oh, okay, right. Ain't T can't get through.
I
Ain't
get
T
some
can't
time?
get through. Okay, so listen, we're gonna get right into this. Let's talk about what's trending. Okay, and let's
I'm with me.
some of the one of the biggest stories that just won't go away is, can we talk about Taylor Swift?
Tay-Tay.
Right,
You got to talk
Tay-Tay,
about
right?
Tay-Tay.
Why?
Talk about
We already
Tay-Tay.
had that conversation about Tay Tay. I gave up to that.
Tay-Tay.
I give it up. I'm gonna call her Tay Tay. She can be whatever. But
Whatever.
Republicans are losing their shit right now, and it's just does she have as much power as they project? I mean, what exactly is the issue with it? Let's start with you, our guest. How do you feel about
I mean, she has as much power as the numbers on her, on her likes or whatever you call them.
So what is she at? 100? Anybody know what her following is?
I do
150
not.
million? Okay.
I do not.
It's huge.
We
It's
should
huge.
know. It is huge.
Yeah.
And I mean, if we believe that the decisions are made in sort of the spaces, what do they call them, undecided, and the other one's independent,
Yeah,
then
and-
she has the potential to me to sway a few young women who maybe,
Women. That's what it is.
or
'Cause right.
even get them to register to vote.
Yeah.
So, I think that's why they're losing their shit.
It's like, what she's doing is right now, that's the one area that Biden is smashing Trump in, is women. Because the whole issue of Roe
Yeah.
versus Wade and just some of the
Absolutely.
attitudes that some of his followers have. I mean, I saw a tape the other day where the dude was saying he didn't agree with the 19th Amendment that gave the women the right to vote. He
Right.
said didn't agree with it at all.
Yeah, the list, the women, the blacks.
Yeah, the
somebody
women's,
else,
the
and somebody
blacks,
else basically should have stayed.
Only white
Just
Christian
white-
men.
white
In the-
Christian men.
White
White
Christian
Christian
men.
men. That was-
And I don't
that
know
was
which part
bizarre.
of Christian Trump is.
Right.
I don't know what, where they're going with that.
Right.
No, he has all the qualities, right?
Yeah, it's like
I don't know what part of the Bible they got that
Right,
from.
right,
'Cause, I can pull out the part where Jesus said it wasn't no this and this and this. It was,
exactly.
well,
They
like
were
they
all-
said, the camel
it was in
has
a hierarchy.
a better chance of getting through an eye of a needle than the rich man has to get into heaven. So it's like, there's a whole part of it. They just there's a put
They
like
gloss
this.
over.
Yeah, there's an identity crisis going on, and the evangelical movement is pretty much being exposed for what it is, which is a white supremacy movement, and they are pretty clear on that. And to me, like I was telling my daughter the other day, some of these, you heard of incels, right? Where these dudes,
Yes.
where they basically don't believe, they have issues with women and in positions of power and dating and the whole nine. And I think some of these dudes are actually hoping for some sort of collapse, societal collapse, so they can literally tell women, "Hey, I'm all you
They
got.
are.
We're all
They
you got.
are.
We got a washing machine here for you. You got to kind of be with me." It's like
We're
They
going
are.
straight back to a washing board.
exactly,
Go
right,
ahead.
exactly.
No, we're not doing that.
Exactly. So
Not with my daughters.
right. So there's a whole issue with that, and to me, man, it's like,
Wait, we talking about relationships?
yeah.
Did we just go
He
there?
just
Somebody say about something about dominoes. It's to me, it's like it's kind of crazy because you look at Taylor Swift and she's Americana,
right.
and Kelsey, Travis Kelsey, and I mean, this is a very traditional courtship. Basically, you want to blame her because her boyfriend works in the NFL and she goes to his games. Yeah. What's the problem? He came for her. He came for her, not the other way around. Because the other way around, we call that Kardashian. Okay. Coming for her. Okay. It was very traditional. And now the only issue I have is that, and let's be honest, in her booth, half the booth is black.
Yes, it is.
All right,
If
and
you
those
notice.
are like for real. And it's not even like you could tell these aren't novel relations. These are
friends.
people that she's been in the studio with till 3, 4 in the morning, working on beats, working on moves, because it's real. And I mean, they have a real problem with that, man. They don't like diversity. They don't like people of different colors, of different lifestyles, to be in their spaces.
Right.
Even though it's they have a problem with it, man. It's like I just don't get it, man. Like as one person was saying, you got a problem with Taylor Swift. Like to me, you got a problem with butterflies, lemonade, and the sun. You don't like any of those things.
They have a problem with her influence.
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
And the fact she's happy.
Yeah.
Like she's genuinely happy.
And then she was apolitical at one point.
Yeah.
But since she opened her mouth
really
and started.
said much right now politically. Has
No, she
It was
hasn't.
last cycle.
She hasn't.
Yeah.
Yes, she hasn't.
Well, she's waiting for the Super Bowl to be over.
Yes.
Yes.
Which is
went for the
which is
game.
cool.
Yes,
I ain't got
it
a
is.
problem with it. But you're right. I think the fact that she has asserted herself and used her platform in areas that, because let's just be real, if she was for Trump, they'd be all for it.
But then you got to look at the voting base of the people that they're really trying to appeal to. These are older individuals. We're looking at people who are
They're
younger.
going to need some
who
other
has
people.
they need that younger group.
And
Right.
they're not.
And
Absolutely.
they're not going to
Yeah,
get it. And
they're-
that's a huge group.
Oh, absolutely. They're headed for a cliff, and they know it.
Yes.
Like even this woman, Ann Coulter, said something interesting the other day. She said, "You look at the amount of older white people who have died since the last election
Oh.
because of COVID and
thought
just
about that.
yeah, because that's his main base.
And it's
Older-
it's gone away.
and hourly. Okay, lost since the show started. We lost 7.
Yeah,
and it's about 12 more.
I'm getting ready to say you listen to Ann Coulter. Where'd you hear Ann Coulter?
Because
at?
she made a response. She said that it is so stupid that people are thinking that in the long run that Trump's got this thing locked. She said you have to expand your voter base. He's
shrinking.
Okay, he's just shrinking it. And like I said, I don't really see it happening. But
I don't either, but I think we still have
listen,
to be
yeah,
vigilant because there's so many. I'm going to say it, black men who are touting Trump right now that it's kind of maddening. It's like, bruh.
You know what? Don't get me started on that.
Okay, let's don't.
No, but no, you can went there. We're gonna go there.
Well,
You know
they're
what?
doing it in Chicago.
Yeah.
They're doing it in any areas where you got a huge influx of illegal immigration happening.
Okay.
Might as well put it like that.
But it's not even so much that. You know what
In
that
New
shit
York.
is? You know what that shit is really?
It's taxes.
No, you know, the one, no, dude said,
you tell me.
Talking to Rick Ross, and Rick Ross said, y'all being delusional.
Okay.
He said, because one of his boys coach said, man, I can't wait till Trump to get in because we was eating. And I was like, eating? First of all, they have this misconception that they had all this money when Trump was in. You had
You mean
money.
stimulus?
Yes.
Stimulus.
And they were stealing PPP money.
Right.
You know how many black dudes I know couldn't spell business?
Do you
But all of a sudden they had
And-
two of them
and
when
they had two
the
of 'em.
PP loans were coming out.
Do
Man,
you
I got to get me
know
my payroll
they were
together.
printing money, so they say, and also Obama was responsible for the economy being back from being in shambles.
Yeah.
And Trump just rode in on that.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't have any numbers, anything like that, but
Well, it's
you
all
know,
true.
If
It's all
you,
true.
it's kind of common sense.
Yeah, it's all true.
So,
Look, they
But the-
between the unemployment thing they're doing, ripping off, and then the PPP loans. That's where
how
y'all
we were
be-
eating.
That's that's where you're getting the
right.
money from.
And-
They coming for that money
I
back
swear to
anyway.
God, I know a dude that had a
that's-
trap house talking, but I got to get my payroll together
and
for my
payroll.
for a PPP loan. So you got a trap house.
Trap house.
hey,
Now all of a sudden you got payroll?
I'm not mad at nobody who got some money, but
Yeah.
the thing is that when did we stop, or did we stop thinking about the people as a collective?
Right,
You know,
right.
I mean, I get it. I don't want to give all my money in taxes to Uncle Sam. Matter of fact, I think that
Well,
should be the first thing on the reparations table.
That's
No more taxes.
30% right off the
But-
top.
Right.
But I would hope that if I ever get into a higher tax bracket, I would still be concerned about the fact that that money goes to help people.
Right.
And it goes to help all of us, really. I
Right.
mean, it goes to build our infrastructure. And so
Thank
what is
you.
the point of,
Thank you.
I mean, especially for people who have money and are talking like somebody like Snoop or Ice Cube previously. And
Right.
anyway, I don't want to be name checking people because I don't.
No,
there are a lot
I
of
will.
people, a lot of people
I
talking
will,
like
because
that.
let me tell you something.
But
I don't get
it's
how
foolish.
No, it is foolish because when Tucker Carlson, who came off of Fox News, and was one of the main proponents of "we will not be erased," we will not. He was
Absolutely.
He was spreading misinformation. He was spreading fear, and then he shows up in Compton riding around in a car with Snoop. I mean, I'm not Snoop. With Ice Cube, and I'm like,
missed that treat.
no. I was like, what's this about? And then the other day he comes out and says something about George Floyd. He said something about it was George Floyd's responsibility that he was killed, and it was just a very provocative, extremely right-wing racist race statement. And I'm like, Q, what was the car ride for?
Right.
Like this your guy? Like what are we doing here, man? And so
Right, but
so-
you was mad at Bill Maher for saying the N-word.
yeah. So it's like, and I have a lot of respect for Q. I think he's
mean,
done.
sure.
We all know what he's done in the industry,
Absolutely.
but at this point, what are we doing, bro?
I mean, nobody should be judged on one thing that they do or say, except that the stakes are very high right now.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. I mean, I'm gonna say this, and we're gonna roll with this. But here's the deal: black man voting for Trump. You telling me, and let's put this in perspective. Every racist boss you ever had, every racist neighbor you ever had, every racist coach you ever had, if you ever dated interracial and the dad or the brother, that's their guy.
Yeah.
Okay, that's who they voting for. How the hell can you be on the same team as them? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, and he has not made any attempt to soften that language. He's getting more divisive,
He's getting
But it
more
works for him.
extreme.
more
and
extreme,
more
advocating for violence,
radicalized or whatever.
Proud Boys.
January
it's the Proud
6th,
Boys who
January 6th.
January 6th,
a
yeah.
modern day lynch party.
Right.
Okay. It's just unconscionable to me. I think that's the word. Unconscionable.
Yeah,
Unconscionable. It's horrible to think of putting that man back in a position to be able to grind his axe that he's already told us he will do. You know, he'll take revenge.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
Retribution. And you know,
Excuse me, guys.
recently we've had a spate of good news with the economy, and I've been telling people
Again.
I've been telling people for a minute. I said, first of all this crap about people talking about the economy's horrible, the sky is I said, first of all,
We
man,
did not hit a recession
didn't
at all.
thank you.
At all.
You know how many economists lined up and said it's going to be bad. It's going to okay.
Yes.
Biden kept the boat. He kept he kept that stern moving straight ahead.
Yes.
He kept that ship ahead. And then, but me personally, I knew people was tripping because every time I go to a restaurant, a nice restaurant, it's a 45-minute wait for a table.
Right.
And you sit there and you see families and they're getting lobster and steak and I'm like, this ain't how people act in a recession. You know, it's like, and then you go to the airport, planes flying, traveling.
Everybody's living it up, and then you still have people complaining about the virus and the treatment of the virus as if we didn't lose almost 1 million people.
Million people, right?
Like how
Right.
how do you forget that? I
Yeah.
mean, get a vaccine, don't get one. That's your choice as
Right.
a human being and as an American. But did y'all forget?
Yeah.
Like you're still complaining about the after effects of the virus, but about the wrong parts of it.
Right.
Anyway, you really didn't plan to go there.
Right. No,
So-
it's all good.
It's good.
That's what we're doing. So let's talk about the second topic I wanted to go into before we go into our main topic. Is what the hell's happening down in Atlanta with Fannie Willis?
Oh man.
Like how did that go off the rails? Like I mean
I
this
say
this
it every time. How many people can really stand up under the weight of their judgment of other people? And I mean, she's in a role of judging, right?
yeah.
But and so you think, well, didn't she think about it? Didn't she think this is not
yeah.
appropriate behavior? Blah blah blah.
Look
on and
here.
on?
Look here.
Didn't you
she
think it was coming back?
Yeah, look here, Fanny with the nice Fanny. I'm just gonna say it out there, as most black men know. Look here, either you can hire a prosecutor or have a relationship
get one.
with a prosecutor, but you can't do both.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
she paid him a little more too.
Well, is that what that's coming
Well,
out?
that's the relationship, you know. But you just go, come on,
Yeah.
sis, because you had this in the bag.
Yeah, and that,
and
thank you.
and you have not made a name for yourself.
Right.
You know, this was your career move.
Right.
So, at what point were you going to? I mean, it's almost like a reverse Me Too situation. Like, what point were you going to like take inventory and go, oh,
This can wait.
this can't. Yeah, I
Right.
can't do that.
Not right now- not right now.
I mean, you know, I don't know the timeline like that, so I don't know if she was all
Well, when the story first broke, I knew something was wrong because she didn't flat out deny it.
right.
And then she went to the church. Went to the church and she said, "It's a lot of racism down here." I was like, "Oh Lord, oh
Okay.
Lord, tell us something we don't know. It's
you
racism in
really-
Georgia. It's racism. You clutch my
Racism.
pearls, clutch my pearls. It's racism down here."
Like it disappeared.
Yeah, you really been keeping up. I heard
You
about
know what
the
I'm
church,
saying?
but I didn't
That's like-
see that. I
that's-
didn't.
That's like when the girl comes home and said, "I'm pregnant." She said, "I just accidentally slipped on a D."
Just accidentally.
Yeah, and I
Actually
slipped on it.
and fell
And
off.
stayed for a little bit.
So, you
Daddy,
really
I'm just
keep
a
up.
little bit pregnant.
So
Just a little.
was there a recent development in the last 2 or 3 days? Because
Well, the only development is that he claims he was getting a divorce from his wife, and she was going to come out and use whatever she wanted to get what she needed. Okay, and part of it was revealing that these two had a relationship. They sure did.
Yeah.
Okay, because and he was hemming and hawing, but he settled the divorce.
He settled the divorce.
So
I
he
heard
no
that.
longer
So
is compelled
nothing
to
else.
testify.
Okay.
He ain't got to talk about that.
Okay.
And so neither one. So that kind of cooked him off the hook. But people are saying, once again, Trump's people are saying everything's
Yeah, they're
tainted.
gonna counter.
Because
Yeah, they're gonna ask
all
it to be-
and here's
for
the
the
deal.
case to be
It has
thrown out.
nothing to do with the case, because
Well, no,
nobody
but it's
made
a-
him get on the phone other than himself and ask the dude to find me 11,000 votes.
No, but it calls into question her integrity,
her
and
integrity.
that's her
Trump
integrity.
is calling somebody's integrity into question.
No, absolutely not. But I mean, actually, he is.
He is.
Okay.
Because his lawyers can say
Okay.
she has a conflict of interest, therefore, hit the door.
Trump. Okay.
So-
So now that we done jumped through the looking glass.
We're doing
Alex
like-
said.
we're
We
doing-
done
everybody
jumped-
doing like this.
Yeah, we done jumped
did
through the
something
looking
wrong,
glass.
I did something
so
wrong.
to me, what it does open the door to cause a distraction. They wanted
this case thrown out.
They want it. That ain't gonna happen. I don't see it happening.
No, okay.
I don't. But it is a distraction. I ain't gonna lie. And once again, judgment. I'm sorry. Like you were at the precipice. You were the chick who was gonna take down this dude cold.
She'd be attorney general.
Yeah,
next.
she was right. Take him down cold. And because of this situation, you couldn't wait.
No, my flesh is too strong.
You couldn't wait. You couldn't just wait. It, now we got the situation. So, and it's a distraction. But
yeah, it is that.
They'll find out on February 15th, correct?
Yeah, pretty much. Now, we are in what? We are in Super Bowl season. Let's move on along here.
Wait, today's Saturday. We in Super Bowl week now.
Super Bowl week.
Yes,
so,
yes.
Let's just talk about because to me, here's the deal: the black quarterback has had his moment for the last 4 or 5 years.
Yes, he has.
We've seen some outstanding young brothers come through and just turn the NFL on its head. Starting from the top, Lamar, Jalen Hurts. Talk to me. Who else? Who am I missing?
Your boy.
Who?
Travis's boy.
Right, Patrick Mahomes.
Mahomie.
Yeah, cream of the crop, right? Patrick's Mahomie.
Hey, he got 2 rings, so
right.
he's at the top.
Yeah, he's that dude. He's that dude. He's him. He's him, not them. So they have had their moment, man, and I couldn't be prouder because even this cat who came up out of Minnesota, Dobson, he was a NASA scientist. He's a NASA scientist. Was slated to get a job from NASA, and he said, "Hold up on that. Put that on hold. I think I got a crack at being in the NFL." So what does he do? He goes to the NFL. Has he fills in for Kyler Murray at Arizona.
Dobbs, right?
Dobbs, yeah. Dobbs.
Yes.
And gets traded to Minnesota. Shows out
for 3 teams in 1 year.
Yeah, 3 teams. But to me, it's like you look at that because when I was coming up, the position of quarterback was so whitewashed and white. I didn't even think.
White.
I believed it when I was 11 when they said black men couldn't play that position. That's what I thought because what they said it's too complicated. You can't be a leader of men. There are certain skills. You just want to run. So I believed all that, man. Mm-hmm. So it just to me it's almost like it brings home that we could always play that position. All the brothers who were denied that opportunity to play that position. And that's what I see happening in life. Because sports is a microcosm, right? It's of what's going on in society. That's what's happening to me in this whole MAGA movement. Like this guy was being interviewed by a journalist, and he said, "Sir," he said, "You have a house, you put 3 kids through college, you have investments, a really good job. Exactly why are you angry?" Mm-hmm. He didn't know why or where or what, but all he knew, he wanted Trump to come in and tear it down.
Yeah.
And tear it down.
Tear it down. We can't have it. Let's just tear it down. Okay. We can't make the adjustments. We can't understand it. Let's just tear it down.
Don't want anybody else to have a piece.
Right. And that's what's happening because they now realize that minority communities, black, brown, are having success, and they don't want to. They don't want to have to look out across the street and see black and browns.
But that's nothing new.
No, it's exactly.
We've always come from the bottom.
But what's new? But what's new is
what's
new is the fact they really want to tear it down. Mm-hmm. They really want to tear it down.
Well, people don't like sharing privilege. They don't like sharing it. And when you said microcosm, I can't really think of a good analogy, but the league is actually not a microcosm of our society. The league is a black league right now, and it has been for a while. And that's not mine.
No.
That's not mine. I mean, anybody could do the math, but
right, 85%,
I heard Dylan Hernandez say it from the LA Times, and it just kind of shocked me because I was like, oh, I hadn't really said it like that, even though I can see it like that, right? The league is a black league.
It is a black league.
So what's going on with black quarterbacks still being held back? Mm-hmm. what's going on with black coaches still being held. And at that time, the black coaches were really being held. And what's going on with no owners.
Black, boom, there it
So-
is. But let's peel back, go back to black coaches because this year I think these are the most. If I'm not mistaken, I think this is five. This is the most amount of black hires I've ever seen in 1 year. And
Yes.
well, and to me,
people are starting to understand.
They're starting to understand.
That,
You're right.
That this is a black league.
It's a black league.
And so the culture is going to have to change. I heard Ricky Williams from Heisman.
Yes.
He played in the league.
Yes.
And then they say he stopped
weed.
playing to go smoke weed.
Yeah, but no.
And he
Yeah.
came back.
Yeah.
But he said the reason there aren't many black coaches is because the culture of owners. Coaches have to be able to go in and kick it with owners, and the owners are all white.
and they
I was like,
not
no,
just white.
they're very white.
Yeah,
they're real white.
Like the amount of owners that are are ride or die with Trump is ridiculous.
There you go.
I
Yeah,
mean,
the money class.
Yeah, exactly.
White money
and you
class,
got you got a
yes.
league that is 85% black, putting billions in your pocket.
That's right.
Who this dude cannot stand, and is creating policies that unless you can run, jump, and catch a ball for me, I have no use for you.
I don't
All
see
right.
you.
Yeah, see you.
Wouldn't
And
wanna
so
be
you have this league, like you said, these owners. And so, but to me, like I was explaining to my son the other day, Belichick not getting a position is not by coincidence. All right, he's cultured and cycled his way out to me. Okay, because for the longest, a lot of Patriot players would say it's not really that cool or that fun, the Patriot way.
Oh, okay.
We don't, yeah, we're winning, but it's restrictive as hell. Yeah, winning is fun, but there's a whole lot of stuff there that y'all don't know what's going on.
Okay.
And we can't
I
really
didn't
talk
know
about
that
it.
necessarily.
Yeah. No, there's some
I don't
players who
follow
come
them like that.
There's some players who came out and said, the Patriot way.
Okay.
Now to me, he can't really relate. Like you said, it's a cultural thing. Can he relate to these young cats coming in? You look at the young brother from CJ Stroud, a superstar, man. But guess
Superstar.
what? He got braids.
And humble as heck.
He got braids. All these
And throwing it up for Jesus
exactly,
every time.
Right. He's everything that y'all want. He's everything that he's a prototype. Okay, everything that he's what y'all claim that you represent. But he got braids. He's black. His daddy's in jail. Still in prison. He's he shouts out to, like you said, he gives shouts out to his
black enough
family.
for two
You know
black
what I'm
men.
saying? Right.
Yeah,
so it's
so,
like
yeah.
I don't know if they can relate to these young cats coming in, man. And that to me is what's happening. That next move up to me is some of these GMs. Now this year, the GM for Detroit Lions got GM of the year. Okay,
And he deserved
it
it.
absolutely
He
because
deserved it.
they turned that. Yeah, they turned that team right. What's it been 3 years?
around.
3 years since they were 0-16. They didn't win a single game. And this time they were
that
one
was-
game away from the Super Bowl.
That was beautiful.
Right.
To
So
watch.
what happens? Like I was telling my son, it's like what you're going to have to begin to happen. They're going to have to put some of these brothers in there because a year ago at the
Because
Raiders,
they're seeing that it's a winning formula.
yeah,
They're
and you got to
seeing,
relate to these young cats.
I mean, you got to get it some kind of way. That's why I
Right.
was so happy to see Sean McVay, like when the Rams won the Super Bowl, like get in there with his players,
Right.
whoop it up with them and ape
Right.
it up with them and everything. He
Right.
did everything but took his shirt off.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, bro, your
in there.
players relate to you and you relate to. It's not just about that part of it, but even Harbaugh, coming in dancing with his play, like
Yeah.
getting with the culture of his players,
Right.
and then being able to go up there and talk to the owners in the language they want. But, just bringing it down to simple communication.
And showing that you relate to them, because showing to them that you like, I'm gonna step out of my come to your
Comfort
culture.
zone, absolutely.
Like I heard this one teacher say, and it's so true, is that young students and people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
About
Yeah.
them. Yes,
No,
indeed.
And that's
Absolutely.
true. And it's like, until we see that, you willing to come down off that
pedestal.
tower, and come holler at us, and like you said, make yourself. It's a big difference, man. Belichick ain't that. And I'm not saying he has to do it, but look, man, you see what Belichick represents. Belichick represents the establishment.
Well, he
Belichick
does. I mean,
you know?
did he do something outside of the ordinary recently, or he just doesn't have a job. I really haven't followed. I just knew he, no one picked him up. And I mean, how many rings does he have? 5?
He's got 5 rings. But for one thing,
heck, skip off into the sunset,
right,
bro.
Right. But for one thing, they know that it's not just coaching. He wants what? Control. Belichick ain't gonna come in and just be no coach. He wants to be able to fire, extend. He wants all that. Okay, and most people don't want to
college. College.
Right. He should go to college.
College.
You can get that in college.
Yeah.
Because the guy that replaced him, Gerard Mayo,
Yeah.
wants a completely different relationship with the press and the community. And I thought that was dope. And he said something really interesting. He said, "I do see color." And people are like,
How can you not?
"Yeah." He
Yes,
said,
that's
I do
right.
see-"
He was in the press conference.
Yeah, he said,
come
he
on,
said,
bro.
he said, "I do see color."
He was Denver. He got a couple of rings with. Is Denver?
Yeah.
Denver?
But he was with the
So-
Patriots too.
Okay, so the rings was with the Patriots.
No. He might have got the
a couple
rings.
of rings. 2 or 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I heard him say that. I got a picture of him when he was a player, but I didn't even know they were the same people. But I mean, yeah, that's takes a lot of courage to say something that is so simple
Yeah.
that it becomes profound.
Yeah.
Like that made the news,
Yeah. Right.
and every black person
Right.
in the freaking captivity is like, what? That y'all are blowing your minds over
that comment.
Right. So I give him a lot of credit, and the young brother from you actually sent me we're about to wrap it up, but the brother from C.J. Stroud, when he showed the defensive player how to intercept that ball.
Yes.
That was dope.
Wasn't it?
That was dope as hell.
Yeah, it was.
He broke
It
it
was,
down
it
and said, "Here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna, and listen, look, man. Most black coaches were former players, so
is true.
they
That's-
understand the pressures of guess what? When you go into, first of all, you're probably the first person in your family to get to college.
Right.
You're probably the first person in
you.
your family to actually touch a couple million.
Thank you.
You're gonna have demands. You're gonna have all kind of cousins come out the woodwork.
Right.
The hoes.
You say
And they
you
gonna- they gonna-
multitask.
they gonna
You
want something.
multitask.
Right.
They're gonna want
They're all
something. You
gonna
gotta be
want-
Expert
protected.
in multitasking.
Right. So listen, man, come here. Let me tell you what's because
Yes.
that young man who ran that to the woman in at the Raiders, he was out of control, and I'm very sad. The guy the receiver who hit that woman from Nevada ran smack dab in the back of her car and killed her.
I didn't hear
Yeah,
about
the
that.
car exploded.
Oh, Jesus.
What's his name? Yes, Ruggs. Okay.
When did this happen?
This happened last year before the camp opened. But let me tell you something. Somebody upper, rather than just a white guy saying, "Oh yeah," who doesn't get it, a brother been like, "Bro, you out of control. Okay, we need to talk."
Yeah.
And here's the deal: if you don't get yourself under control, you off this team. I'm gonna take everything from you.
It wouldn't have been said like that. It was like, you don't get your shit together,
Yeah.
you're gonna
Right.
lose it all.
You're gonna
Straight to
there you
rehab,
go. There you
yes,
go. You're gonna lose it all because they need people on the other side being able to relate to these and talk to them in that language. Okay, and it's not just because look, some of these cats, these white, as long as they making money, they could give a damn. They give a damn what's happening with you. But like you said, these cats who came up in it know what it's about, can pull them to the side. I'm gonna pull it off. You're gonna lose everything.
Okay, wait. We came in with. I got to give a shout out to my man Raheem Morris, who's now head coach for the Falcons. Is that
Yes.
correct.
Yes.
That's correct. Because
Black City.
Raheem,
Black City.
That's what. Yes.
Chocolates, yeah.
I mean, Raheem. It was Jalen Ramsey that shouted out Raheem.
Okay.
During their season and just talked about how fire he was. That video went viral. Of Raheem, Jalen basically like cussing out some reporters, questioning Raheem's, defense, and he was like, "Bruh, Ra is fire. Ra is straight fire. I don't know if he can give a fuck what none of y'all say, right?" He broke it down about how Raheem had taught them, their defensive strategy. So
Dope.
anyway, so that's when I became a fan. I was a Latter Day fan, but anyway,
Okay, dope.
had to shout out Raheem.
Okay, so Gerard Mayo, Raheem. Who the other black coaches?
Raheem Morris. Let me see. I got them all here.
Who said him? Antonio Pierce. Antonio Pierce,
Antonio,
man.
absolutely.
I mean, love.
He showed improved
Man,
right
love.
on the spot.
Yes,
on the spot.
yes. So
yes.
we want to give them a big shout out, and
Absolutely.
I think that's going to take us out of here. But we must, 2024, we expect big things from These brothers are moving into the next level.
D'Amico.
D'Amico who?
D'Amico Ryan
For who?
for with CJ Stroud.
Yeah, D'Amico Ryan. Yeah, okay. So listen, great show.
Absolutely.
Awesome,
Absolutely.
awesome guest.
Yes.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure hanging out with you.
Yes,
gentlemen.
And I'm glad you can make it too, Hadrian.
I know it's been a minute. You know how my schedule is now.
I said, I didn't even know Hadrian. I was like, I don't even want to do it if he ain't coming. Didn't I say that?
Hey, you sure did. You sure did.
When we were walking by, she said, "He is here."
Let's go. I gotta get my hair together. Got my hair did. Hey, so listen, we will see you again, Pop Shop family, and be safe. And one last thing, we are in a state of, let's hope, not eternal war, but our prayers go out to those families over there, the children. We're all fathers and mothers.
Absolutely.
And we just pray that, peace can enter into the conversation. And let's just, it's 2024, people. We got to find a way to bring peace to this land, It can't only be solved through war. It's just so. Yes, so be safe, Pop Shop family. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.